Hi, everybody. Welcome to An Actor's Life, this series. Ladies, can you just go ahead and show yourself? Because we are having a little bit of challenge with Benja, and I want at least the audience to see you. So let's do gallery view. These are the beauties of the night. Ladies, unmute yourself so that we can hear you. We're just going to go ahead and unmute yourself, Kaili. Starting with Arlene, can you just go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Arlene McGruder, comic, actress, writer, producer, all around fabulous lady.
Thank you, Arlene. Welcome to the show. And Miss Justine.
Hi, I'm Justine J. Hall, actor, singer, writer, and producer, and a member of the Team Fierce Ladies.
And can we also have, Dasan is trying to join. He is a hot mess. Is that you, Kaili, Dasan? Okay. So.
Unmute, Kaili.
Unmute, Kaili, so we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
hear me?
Introduce yourself to everybody, and then we're gonna, we love you, Justine.
I love you.
All the time. And
my diva, hi, from Charmaine. She says, hi, diva. So, let's get started. Benja is on the other line trying to get things going. So I figured because we're a little behind, let's go ahead and just get going and just dive right on into this. So Justine and Kaili, go on ahead and hide yourselves for a minute. And we're going to start with the beautiful Arlene. Hi, Arlene.
Hey, everyone.
I'm going to highlight you real quick here. Let's spotlight on my girl here. Everybody get to meet Miss Beautiful Diva. So, Arlene, you are in the new web series called The Sauce.
Yes.
Yes, and you have taken on a character that you have challenged your audience with. Oh, come see me. You guys are never going to know or believe the character that I am doing. So let us know about this show, how you came to the show, and then talk about this character.
Okay, so thank you, first of all, for having me here. You know, I love you. I love working with you. Just you guys know, Michele is a fantabulous producer as well as an actress. But I came to Sauce by way of the director, who is Dewey Gerard. Hey, Dewey. And I came by it kind of late. Most of the cast was already cast. And I received a call from Dewey one day to say, hey, well, I should say a text. I have this role and I'd like for you to play it. And because I'm just so in love with Dewey, I didn't even ask what it was. He asked me if I was off. I was like, sure, I have the time because I'm off then, so sure I can do it. And then he sent me the script. And so when I got the script, I was like, oh, so Dewey didn't tell me this, but the piece Sauce, it's actually, I play one half of two mothers. So for those, that's a lesbian couple, of the main character whose name is Moon, and he's a chef. And the story centers around our son Moon, hence the name Sauce. So I said that, you know, oh guys, the role I played, because the role is that of a woman who's part of the LGBTQIA, and if I left out any letters, I do apologize, community. And of course, I did get some messages, comments from people like, was it weird playing that role or whatever? So I didn't even think about it initially because I have plenty friends and family members who are part of the community, and plus I'm an actress. But because I guess for so long, people have always wondered, is she, isn't she? I don't know if it was because of the short hair, the heavy voice, but that was something that people wondered all along, and it just was something I didn't care to entertain because I knew who and what I was and what I liked. So playing the role wasn't an issue. Plus, I had a great scene partner who's Aaron Anova. Hey there, Aaron. And when I did the role, when we got up there and shot, we were actors. And so the role itself didn't bother me as much as I thought it bothered everybody, other people who commented on it. And so I even asked Dewey himself, I was like, what was your intent with actually making his mothers be two women? And you have to follow the series. It's called Sauce, and it's on Brick TV's channel on YouTube. There's 6 episodes, and we're up to the 5th episode as of right now. So Sauce on Brick TV. And one of the things that Dewey said that he wanted to define the challenge and challenge the origins of how Moon defined his, and Moon is the name of the character, who is our son, how he defined his masculinity. And by doing so, he wanted to challenge to have him raised by 2 women, to see how that played. And when you watch the series, you kind of understand what kind of storyline, because it is on the backdrop of the Me Too movement as well. So. Yeah, but I played Eve in the YouTube series Sauce.
Benja, any questions? But I wanted to know, like, in terms of character, we talk about being actors. What did you do? What did you do to prepare for that role?
I didn't do anything any differently than what I do when I get other roles. Once I receive the script, I usually go to the pages, and that's how I do it. Not everybody do it, but I usually go to the pages that my character is listed on those pages, and I read everything around that area from right before the character enters the page. That includes the stage directions, whatever it says, any kind of movement, what she's wearing, what she's doing. I read all of that, and I go through and I read all of those things first with just my scenes. And then I go back, it may be backwards, but that's how I do it. Then I go back and then I read the entire script and see how it fits in there. But I develop my character just by constantly reading over the lines until I hear the voice of the character. And it's usually somebody kind of close or somewhat to me, so I can hear the voice of the character. And from there, I just go into, how would she do this, or how would she do that? And because being here in New York, I do a lot of people watching. So I pick up characteristics from people. I come from a big, crazy family. So, I can draw a lot on the McGruder clan, because, honey, there are some characters in that I probably play a little bit of all of them, and everybody that I've played is probably some member from my family in all of those characters. So it's just from watching people and just doing.
Any feedback from friends or family, like, oh my God, I can't believe you're going to play a lesbian? Did you have any reservations? Like, talk about that.
I didn't, you know what, when I sent, now actually my family haven't even sent back, because now I sent the video and told them to watch. And I said, those of you with little kids, you might have to explain what it is explain the scene, okay? But I'm acting. And to be perfectly honest, family, no one reached back out. So, but like I said, I did receive some DMs, not necessarily from family members, but from other people who were wondering why I would take a role if I wasn't part of the community. And my simple answer was, because I'm an actress. And so I personally don't have any reservations about playing someone of the LGBTQ community, because I say that's the reality of the world we live in. That's the reality of some of my friends. That's the reality of some of my family members. So no, I didn't have a problem playing the role.
Is it a recurring role? Will you be back on the show? Because you played the main character's mom, so.
Well, right now, the series is just that it was a 6-part mini series. So as of right now, it's what the six episodes are. That's where we are with that right now. So it was a 6-part episode, unless Dewey somehow comes up with another season of the sauce. But as of right now, this was just a six-part episode, mini series.
And Arlene, I kind of missed it, but how did you get cast in this again?
I actually, Dewey Gerard, who was the director, writer, and producer of the piece, he actually sent me a text. I think I was kind of last minute because I think somebody else was in the role though. But so yeah, Dewey, coming at me second. But he's a good. I love Dewey, and I've liked other works that he's done. So I've always, I've read some of some of his plays and everything. So when he sent me the text, I just immediately was like, yes. You know, I was like, yes, I'm off work then, so I would do it. And it wasn't until, like I say, after I said yes and I received the script that I even knew who or what the character was, and even what the piece was about. I just wanted to work with Dewey.
Sometimes when you have a fantastic writer, you don't have to see the script,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because you know it's going to be good.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
I'm looking to see if we have any questions. So anybody out there with any questions, I am going to do a nice little shout out to Miss Myers. Thank you for joining. Charmaine, One Seeing Eye, SDH Choc. I'm sure that's chocolate. Yes. I'm out of here. Rocks Reviews, an Actors Like the Series alumni. Hello, Rocks Reviews. Miss Tony Green, Tasha 0784, Azakami or Azakam 1. Hello. Oh, he said to turn my phone sideways, but it's the only.
Don't have her do that because she'll mess up. We're going to technical difficulties again.
So, dude, I'm gonna take Azakam. Are you listening? Are you watching? I'm gonna do this for you. So give me a nice little wave. Because if you don't wave at me, I'm not gonna turn the phone sideways. So give me a wave real quick. Azakam, let's go. Let me see. You let me tell me.
You got Patricia Henderson on there and Angela Trotter. You got Camille Kirk. You got Ethel Julian. You got Patrick. Karen is waving. Angela Trotter is watching. I said Reginald Wilson.
I'm so sorry.
Hey guys, and can I just say this too? Where we actually shot this scene at was up in the Catskills, and it was it's one of the actors. I'm not going to say any names because I don't want nobody come running after him and looking for him. But it was one of the actors. It was his home away from Brooklyn home, and it was a beautiful rustic. It was rustic little spot. Yeah, real beautiful, and that was someone's actual home. So shout out to the homeowner who's fine as all get out too. When I asked Dewey when I got up there, I was like, so you can have this be my love interest? But really?
Okay. All right. So dude just set me straight. So I'm like, okay. And Arati Arts Academy. So I just want to say, guys, we are just learning, okay, in the midst of coronavirus. We just wanted to have a platform to celebrate and salute our artists and people like yourself. So we're, while I think I'm a techie nerd, but I really hadn't invested time into Facebook Live and Instagram Live, neither did Benja. So we really are you guys are on the groundbreaking side with us as we learn this process. So we hope that you bear with us. We don't care if we have, as actors, we know if we have 2 people in our audience, we have an audience.
You gotta perform. We have to perform.
We're gonna perform for you, whether it's 2, 1, 3, whatever. So for all of you guys, thank you. And Melissa, thank you, my beautiful. Thank you for telling us. She's saying loving it. Thank you for doing this. She understands the trials and tribulations. It is what it is. So Diva, thank you so much. Melissa, since you're like one of our best fans right now, do you have any questions for Arlene? Like anything you want to ask? Like hit me up real quick. Oh, Psychic Media. Yes. Hi, Psychic Media. Welcome. We just interviewed Miss Arlene McGruder in her new web series, The Sauce. We'll provide some links at the end of the show in a Instagram feed for everybody and a Facebook feed for people to find you. Psychic Media said, hi. Oh, Medea, I'm so sorry. Medea says, hey, Arlene. So wave to Psychic Medea, Arlene. That's you, AKA Clever.
Clever, classy, Madam K.
Okay. So
it was great talking with you, Michele. All right, up. My team feels just.
You'll be back. Oh wait, hold on. You covered some good ground. One question I have: what was Arlene's great? Oh, Arlene, what was your greatest challenge doing the series?
To be perfectly honest, the only challenge was the cold weather up there. It was cold. It wasn't a. You know what? It wasn't a challenge because, like I say, my scene partner, who's Aaron, was wonderful. So there was no issues that we had spoken before we started, before we went into the scene. So we kind of, knew what was going to be happening, but I really didn't have any challenges doing it. Okay. Not at all.
Thank you, my love. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna show a little snippet of Miss I hear you, and I am not a fan of the cold. Yes, love Melissa. So while we are beautiful, thank you, she says. Thank you, Melissa. You are the best, girl. I'm going to show you a scene from our next guest coming up to conversate with us, Miss Justine Hall, Miss Justine J. Hall.
Hi, everyone. It's May Jean Whiting with a PS motherfucking A. Okay, now you motherfuckers know what it feels to be locked the fuck up, don't you? So now y'all won't be asking those stupid ass questions about May Jean, what was it like being locked up for 8 years? Y'all motherfuckers ain't even got a week under your belt, and you're out here acting like fucking heathens at the grocery stores and shit, taking pictures of what's there and what ain't there. Well, try having cup of noodles being your motherfucking meal of the week. Then you want to be fighting like fucking heathens over some fucking toilet paper. Well, try having to ask a guard to wipe your motherfucking ass. That's what it feels to be locked up. And then you want to talk about, oh, I'm lacking affection. What's your fucking hands for? Okay, what's your 2 fingers for? What's your hand for? That's where you get your motherfucking affection from your goddamn self. So the PS motherfucking A is shut the fuck up and lay your ass down.
So, Miss Lady, tell us about this character. And Marshall said hello to you.
Hi, Marsha. May Jean is from this play called The Iron Butterfly play, and I created it around, the whole process has probably been about for 6 years now. It started where I went to a solo show character creation with Mariska Phillips, and then as I was doing that, I realized that I really needed to focus on the writing part of it. Mariska was helping with the acting part of it and finding the character. And so I really started going on and working on the actual writing part of it. And as I did that, I found April Yvette Thompson, who ended up helping me and coaching me through the entire process. And there, it's been like, okay, working on the writing part of it has helped me with structure and helped me understand the characters and their psychology part of that. And so I wrote the play, I sent it to a couple of theaters and got some no's. So when I got some no's, I kind of got sad about that and started being like, oh, fuck it. It must not be good. You know what I mean? There's no reason for me to put this out here and have it in the public because no one wants to see it. So I took this break from it because I felt like, oh, it really isn't good, right? And then I realized that some theaters, my show isn't for all theaters. It's just like an actor. Sometimes an actor isn't for every part. It doesn't matter that you may not be good, just like you might not be right for that particular role, for whatever it is. It could be the way the child looks and you don't, look like you could be the child's mother or the husband or whatever. Well, my show isn't for every theater. And I understand that. And I can produce it myself. I don't need to sit around and wait for someone else to help me produce it. So I just started doing a little bit of stuff for May Jean on Instagram and Facebook, just to kind of get a little bit of some snippets out. I taped a whole lot of stuff when I was creating May Jean. So I thought I would get filler out and see how people would like it. And now I'm actually working with Mary Hodges to do a reading. of it, a table read, because we're going to try to see what it looks like as a 5-person show now, and add some characters in there and see what it looks like that way.
So, any challenges that you faced in, like, with getting help with the writing? Was there, you know, oh, you shouldn't do it this way, or you shouldn't do it that way, or what was that process like?
Well, at first it's kind of overwhelming because everyone's telling you how you should write your stuff. You know, everyone's saying you need to do it this way, you need to do it that way. But I had to find my own niche. And working with my coach, April, I found that my niche is recording into a tape recorder, my scenes, and recording how Jean or another character might feel about something. Because sometimes, you know, when you're writing about a character you may not particularly like, but it's necessary. So you have to find a reason to like them and find out, or maybe not even like them, but to understand where they're coming from. So I would take tons and tons of scenes of those characters, just talking about whatever, talking about how they might feel about, I don't know, tomatoes, but just trying to find some way to relate to that character. So that's kind of what I did. And when I found my niche, then I didn't care what anybody else said. I found out what was working for me, and then that's how I went about it. And I went to my coach for structure and for, you know, to learn what an outline was, and to, you know, to get all the technicality parts of the writing down.
Christine, I think you mentioned this, but how did you really get started with writing this one-woman show? What was it? What was the impetus of it?
Well, I had wanted to do a solo show for a long time. And then when Mariska Phillips had her little solo show workshop, and I did that, then I started taking it really serious. Because then I was putting in time actually developing the character. So once I started developing the character, I was like, oh, you know what? I really enjoy this, and I really like Jean, but now I have to work on the writing part.
Well, I guess my question is, where does Jean come from? I mean, who is she? Is it somebody from your background, somebody you know, a combination of people you know? Is it, you know, where did Jean actually evolve? I mean, and is she somebody who talks to you? You know.
Yes, she does talk to me. There is a real Jean, okay? My cousin was, her name is Jean, and she was an Ikette with Tina Turner. And so she used to tell me stories. And as a little kid, I was so excited about her, right? I was excited when she came. She's from Louisville, Kentucky, the same way as Jean, my character, is. So whenever she came around, I was just so excited to hear her stories. And she's a great storyteller. And she would tell me some other things that happened to her on the road and stuff like that. And I was amazed by her. And I was amazed by people like Millie Jackson and Betty LaVette. So I kind of combined all those people to make Jean Whiting. It's like a mixture of Millie Jackson, Betty LaVette, and my cousin, Jean, the real Jean. And I went on from there. I find that difficult characters, like if you were to go on the subway and see some girl like cussing her kids out and then cussing everybody out, I find those characters interesting because I want to know why they're like that.
Anyone have any questions? So I just want to let you know that we also are going to give like a shout out to our new folks that have joined us. Hope 5030, Marshall the artist, and he says hello everyone. Hi Boo, how are you?
Hey.
Facebook Live last night in the middle of the night. Hope says hi Justine.
Hi Hope.
Hi beautiful lady. Thank you for joining us. And Miss Myers is still hanging in with us. Benja, did you have a question? Another question for our lady about character?
I think she pretty much answered it, how she got started. I mean, that's a fabulous story with her aunt, you said, being a part of the Ikettes. Your cousin, being part of the Ikettes. And, you know, I've always been fascinated with Tina Turner and Ikettes. And matter of fact, lady, I've seen you sing one of Tina Turner's songs at events.
Tina Turner is like God in our family because of Jean, you know? So I would take pictures of Tina Turner and Ike Turner to show and tell when I was a kid, you know, because, you know, when she was an Ikette, that was like a big thing for us. So yeah, Tina Turner, everything in our family.
And when you're developing your characters, I know you're a singer as well. So how do you intertwine the music with what you're doing? Because, you know, sometimes doing a play, you do a straight character, but you are a fabulous singer. So what kind of music is your show about as well?
It's the dirty blues, like real down low dirty blues. So Mae Jean is a dirty blues singer, and it's the old school blues music. I used to be in a blues band in Maryland called the Bone Daddy Blues Band. So I just kind of I wrote all the songs there. I was going to go and like try to get songs that I really liked by different people, songs that were inspiring me to write the show. And my coach was like, I think you should just write them yourself. You can write them yourself. So she challenged me to do that, and I did. So I'm excited, and you know, I love singing the blues. It's kind of like I was in this blues band at a young age, so I was in blues bars at a young age singing the blues. And
how young, honey? How young?
Probably 22, 23, just enough for blues. That's young for someone to actually be in, because all the people are mostly older people. You know, and I'm in there like, oh gosh, I'm the youngest one in here, but it was so much fun.
Yeah, Fulton C. Hodges is waving at you, by the way. He's saying hello. And, and that's awesome. So you write the songs and you also write the music as well?
I write the songs and the melody, so I know how that goes, but no, I don't write the actual musical notations. Okay. So that's what my next thing would be, to do that. I know how I want the song to go. I know how I hear certain instrumentations in the back, so I can do that. I could pluck out the keys on the keyboard for those songs, but all the other instruments that come along with it, I would definitely need someone to help me with that.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Do you play an instrument as well?
I play piano a little bit and a little bit of guitar. I you know, fickle around with those two.
Oh, well, I can't wait to see you playing piano or guitar on that stage with your character. And what's the name of the show?
It's called The Iron Butterfly Play. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens. And we'll see what happens when I try to change it around to a 5-person show that me and Mary Hodges are going to try to look to do.
And did you say how you got the name Iron Butterfly? Did you say where that came from?
So the Iron Butterfly originally came from a class that I took with, and he's passed away now, with Sam Christensen. Sam Christensen had this branding class all weekend. God rest his soul. His class was wonderful, but it teaches you kind of like to brand yourself, and you take it for all weekend. And the final day, they give you all these different branding titles and branding sentences that you can use in your marketing. And one of them was the Iron Butterfly. And it just stuck with me. And as I was doing my emotional chords work as an actor, Iron Butterfly kept coming in as my emotional chord, And so we're sitting there, and we're going through these different titles, me and April. And when I said Iron Butterfly, we're like, oh, that's it. That's it. Because Mae Jean is the Iron Butterfly is someone who's really strong and really trying to, you know, do everything on their own. And then they realize that they can't in life, that you need somebody else. You need to be vulnerable. You need to have love. And I think sometimes as Black women, we feel as though showing any type of vulnerability makes us look weak.
Yes.
And so my goal in this show to heal Mae Jean was to show her that, honey, no, you can have love in your life. You can be vulnerable. It's okay. It's okay to let that guard down. It's okay not to fight. It's okay not to have to cuss everybody out as soon as they piss you off. It's okay. So that was the goal. And an Iron Butterfly is somebody who is changing from that caterpillar to that butterfly so they can fly on.
I think you just got a thumbs up from Charles White on there. I'm not sure. He is watching.
Charles.
Hi, Charles. On Instagram.
And shout out to the Harlem Playwrights, who I meet with every Friday. They really help me with all my scenes there. We meet every Friday at 7:00. Shout out to Arthur French's group. And Arthur French, she does a wonderful group also, that the Fusion Gumbo. They helped me out in my early scenes also, as well as my coach, of course, April Lee Thompson. I love her. She's been with me through thick and thin on it. Shout out to Mariska Phillips, who helped me with character development work. So those people were really there for me in the beginning when this thing was like all over the place. I mean, all over the place.
Any more shout outs on Facebook? I'll do Instagram after you finish up Facebook, Benja.
I don't see, but does anybody have on Facebook, on my page, or on Christine's page? I mean, Justine, Lord have mercy. Justine, I'm sorry. Does anybody have a question for you, for her while she's here?
While she's here. And while you're waiting, we'll do Instagram. So Marshall says, I have a music opposition class. And he says, hey, HP21. And Hope 5030 says hi to Charles. If you're listening, Charles, Hope is saying hello. And then Justine, Melissa wants to know, this play sounds amazing. Where can we see the play? Let us know. I know you told us before, but people are joining and coming off and on. But what's going on with it? But let her know where she can find it or where she can keep up with it.
Well, I also have a website called the Iron Butterfly Play. And then you could also follow me on Instagram and Facebook at justinejhall.com, where I do my journey to my solo show, which, like I said, right now we're messing around with it, making it a 5-person show.
Okay.
So we're doing different things. I would love to have it in a theater as soon as I can. Of course, we know right now that's not happening. We don't know when we'll be able to get back into the theaters right now. So all I can do right now is give a little bit of May Jean on Instagram and on Facebook, and do these readings to work out whether I wanted to stay a solo show or make it a 4-person show, make it a 5-person show. My play was inspired by solo shows by Daniel Beatty, The Tallest Forest in the Tree, and Elijah Sons Pike Street. They are full-length plays. They are not monologue solo shows, and they are not. They're just not that, and they're not solo shows where the artist talks to the audience. This is the full-length plays like those two. So it could definitely be a solo show, or it could be where that person plays all the roles, or it can definitely be a 4 or 5-person show.
Hey, Jerome Preston Bates says, I Am Butterfly, great title. Also a rock group from the 60s. In the Gata Devada, I don't know how to pronounce that. Gata Devada? I'm sorry, Jerome. And Arthur W. French would know. He said Arthur French would know that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So this is Queen Onika. We're going to bring Kaili on now. So Kaili, come on in. We're going to bring you back. We just showed the audience a little bit of your ha 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 ha, your Queen Onika. This is Kaili.
Oh, hey.
So introduce yourself and tell the audience about yourself and Queen Onika and how she came to live in this planet the way she is right now.
So my name is Kaili White Turner. This is Onika. I'm a comedian, actress, writer, producer, like all the hyphenate things. And Onika, I actually was introduced to Onika by Dana Verde, who was another amazing woman, screenwriter, writer out there. And she had this really great idea that she wanted to do a show with puppets. And I don't know about y'all, but I love Sesame Street. I love puppets. I love all things comedy and just fun. And so when she told me this idea and then I met Onika, I mean, like, look at her. I fell in love.
So were you?
And so we've been best friends.
Nice. So I'm going to bring everybody back in. So we are all teaching artists, and so I know that you teach children. Did Onika come about from teaching children, and then you decided to put her on Instagram when we became quarantined, or tell us a little bit about that?
No, so actually, Onika came about to do a show called Dirt, which stood for This Is Real Talk. It was her along with several other puppets. If you ever check out I Am Queen Onika on IG, Monday through Friday, you'll get to see Daryl, who was one of the other puppets that was on Dirt with me. And so we started with this web series called Dirt, where we were doing like the news, like urban puppets giving the news. And so it was never really a kid's show. We definitely had some adult material. So it's almost like, I think of Onika and the things that I do. I mean, it can be tailored to be kid friendly, but I'm an adult that loves puppets and I love to cuss, so.
Well, let me ask you this, Kaili. What does Onika think about what's going on right now in the world?
Oh, you, man, Onika,
Can Onika talk? Can she tell us something about what's going on in the world real quick?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, honestly, normally she doesn't like to talk when I'm around, so I don't know. See if I can get out the frame or something, but maybe not. All right. Well, you know, really, I'm not feeling Trump. I'm waiting for my stimulus check. If we get it, there's just a lot of bullshit going on in the world right now.
Okay, Miss.
And not just because of COVID.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does anyone have any questions to Kaili about the puppetry? And I know for me, like, when did you get into puppetry? And then I'll let Benja ask you some things. Like, when did you say, yeah?
I started the show probably about 2 years ago, and doing puppeteering is actually a lot of work. So Dana had the smart idea to sign us all up for puppeteering classes. So we all took classes at the Puppet Kitchen, which is, I believe, in the Lower East Side. It's a great place if you're interested in puppeteering to go and like learn how to maneuver your puppet, all different kinds of puppets. But honestly, it's a lot on your hands and your arm. There's definitely technique to it. You know, you want to make sure that when you're speaking for the puppet, that it looks real. Mm-hmm. So we did a lot of training.
Anika looks like she's not feeling you telling that story, Kaili.
Oh,
I had to let them. I had to let them know.
Yeah.
So what's coming up for you next, Kaili? I think you're on Instagram every day, yes?
Mm-hmm.
With your show?
Yeah, so we do quarantine time. Quarantine time? Yeah. Live at 4:45, Monday through Friday. You can check us out. I am Queen Onika or Darryl_Dirt, where we really just give all the highlights. We started off on a positive note because of everything that's going on. Like, we hear enough, you know, negativity. So we talk about all the things that are going on in the positive, and then we hit you with the highlights, like the headlines. And we give it to you with a hood aesthetic and some comedy, because that always lightens it up every little bit.
Did you say a hood aesthetic?
Hood aesthetics.
Yes, we like to give you the highlights with a hood aesthetic.
Hood aesthetics.
Well, thank you, Onika.
Yes, thank you, Onika, for being on our show. Thank you, Kaili. Ladies, come on back. Let me see the beautiful, fierce ladies. Hey, where's Miss Justine? Where you? There are my ladies. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is beautiful right here. And Justine, I see you got 5 ladies right here. I feel an Actors Life the series reading of, I'm just saying, all 5 characters. I'm just saying. How many characters?
In my show?
Yes.
Oh, it's about 12 or 13.
Okay, so you got 5 right here that you want to do a reading or something. You let us know. We'll set something up.
Right? Oh, yes. Oh, I could do a role. I could do a role.
And Onika said she wanted to do it. I don't know if it's a role. Mark said, "Hey, Hope," and they're talking to each other on Instagram. I mean, on Instagram Live here. Any questions on Instagram for any of my beautiful ladies in the panel? Anything you want to just have us announce for you, whether you're on Facebook or on Instagram? Is there anything you'd like us to share with the world? You know, this is the time where we're coming to a wrap up. And we like to, on Actors Like the series, we like to always stay in an inspiring, creative space. So before my guests give some creative advice or creative, inspiring words, is there anyone out in Facebook land or on Instagram that would like me to, and Benja, to share your words with the audience and the world? I'm waiting. I'm like, wait, who waits? A hooker for some money? Oh, I don't know. Benja, anything on your side?
No, we have a few people watching on Facebook, so I think this is going well. And I just want to thank you ladies for coming on, and speaking with us today. I had to do a crude, with my iPhone, Facebook Live because I had some technical difficulties, so I apologize about that. But it's wonderful to have you here, and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
having
having
us.
us.
Thank you.
Yes, and Hope says, just want to thank everyone for sharing their process, their work, and their talent. Thank you, Hope, for sharing with us.
Yeah.
And we got to get Hope on here because, she's a really fine actress.
Fabulous.
Yes.
So,
Hope
Hope,
is fabulous.
I'm glad.
so come on by, Hope. Did you hear me, Hope? We got to have Marshall on. We got
Yes.
to have Melissa. Melissa's a painter and actress, and she also works behind the scenes, filmmaker as well. Anybody on Facebook now? Go, Kaili and Onika, give the world drop some nuggets real quick for the world.
So basically, check us out on IG Live, Monday through Friday, 4:45. Keep it real. Like, wash your hands, but not just your hands. Wash your ass too, because what's the point of just washing your hands? And brush your teeth.
Justine?
Yeah, she got it all.
Unless Kylie's going to say something after Miss Onika, you're welcome to do that.
I feel like she did a great job of wrapping that up. Yeah, just check us out on IG.
Okay, baby. Justine, your turn, people.
I just want to say to everyone that's thinking about writing, just write. And I know when you're submitting, it's a lot, and when you don't get anything back, or they say, "Hey, your show hasn't been chosen," it's like a kick in the gut. But you have to just keep going. You have to keep going with what's in your soul. That's all I'm saying to do. Just keep writing what you're good at. Just keep doing it, and get as much information as you can from other people who have done it. Just this, you can go onto YouTube, and April Yvette Thompson has tons of free information about writing there. Just do it and invest in yourself. That's all I can say. Invest in you.
And this is the perfect time to do it, isn't it?
This is a perfect time to do it, to invest in you. Yes, definitely.
Diva?
I just like to say, first of all, thank you ladies for having us on here. This was really great. But I just want to say, to encourage people, and especially those of us who are in this creative realm, while this is a crazy time for us, to just get involved. As many, this was some technical difficulty stuff right here, but we pressed on through it, because just like if it's a show, the show must go on. When you're on that stage, whether there's 1, 2 people out there, you have to give them a show as if you have a full audience. And
yes.
So, kudos to you ladies for, hey, technical difficulties, keeping the show going. I just like to piggyback off what Justine said too, as far as writing. I'm new to the whole writing thing, but I belong. Yes, girl, yes. Something I've been dreading and running from for a while. But there are 2 things. I'm part of a writers group. I'm one of the founding members of a writers group called the Blacker the Pen, and we actually came together back in September. We had our first reading of some of our works in February. And so with that, I'm staying active by continuing to do that. I'm also being a part of comedy troupe with Kaili, which is called Rock the Bells. And I actually did a first piece with them as well. So I just say, whatever you can do to just keep your creative juices flowing through this time, whether it's to write or do like some of us do this, doing readings online. Whatever you can do you to keep moving you forward.
I'm gonna piggyback again off of that as well. Stay creative. That keeps us alive. That keeps us going. Whether no matter what you've ever said that you wanted to do in life, this is the time to do it. This is also the time to connect to your fellow artists. Reach out. Like, we reach out to the girls. We're like, hey, what y'all doing? Y'all doing a show? Okay, because we don't know what we're doing, but we're just trying to fill these spaces so we can take our minds off of this craziness off of losing people. I've lost 2 people during this time, and I can't tell you how hard it is to not, you know, bury or console somebody or go to the like, can you just imagine dying in a hospital without your loved ones? So we are going through the most tumultuous times, but we as artists, we're the light, and we show the world, like, you know what, this is how you do it, like this. And like you said, whether there's 1 person, 2 person, or 3 people, we're here. We're not perfect because this isn't our medium. We used to jumping on a stage, running to an audition, being in front of the camera, blah, 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 blah. This is all new to everybody. And as we navigate, we are so appreciative of everyone that's like Arlene said, yeah, we had our technical difficulties, but we pushing through. I was crying. I'm just going to admit I was crying, Arlene. You know, and I never cry. And I was picking up.
You're a tough producer, too. You're a tough producer. She's a tough cookie. She rarely lets stuff get to her. But honey, that camera was like, working her last nerve today.
This live thing was like, Marshall, I know we're going to learn this together, boo. You know, I know you out there. So so thank you. Thank my beautiful, beautiful, talented sisters, rocking it fierce.
Thank you.
And also, I just have something from Jerome Preston Bates. He says, just write. Keep writing. Invest in you. Write your experience and give it life. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. We love you, Jerome. Can you hear us? Ladies, hey, Jerome. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Jerome. And again, thank you guys out there in Facebook and Instagram land. We're going to get better as we grow and as we go. So, yeah. So, peace and blessings. Have a fabulous night, ladies. Love you all.
Night.
Love you.
Great. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.